Hello, it's Marco Matosh here for Marco in 3D, and today we're going to be creating a sci-fi panel and then baking textures for diffuse, roughness, and the normals to create our own very texture. So let's start off by deleting the default cube, Shift A, let's add in a plane. From here, I'm going to Shift D to duplicate and press H to hide that plane, and let's now work on this plane itself. What I'm going to do is tab into edit mode, and I'm going to put in some edge loops with Control R. Let's select these two lines, Control B, 0.01, and what I'm going to do here is delete that face. From here, I'm just going to kind of break up this surface some more. So let's put an edge loop here, one up here, and we'll select these two, Control B, 0.01, delete faces, and let's start adding some more. GG, let's move that one over. And just going to kind of rough this out. So now let's select these, Control B, 0.01, delete faces. And I kind of want to do something a little bit fancier in here. Let's select this, Control R, use the mouse wheel to scroll up and put in some extra edge loops. Let's select these two, GG to move it along the lines, I guess. Alt right click to select that edge loop again, Control B, 0.01, delete faces, and that one seems a little bit off. So what we got to do is let's select that one, select this one here, size Y, and if we just kind of eyeball that, there we go. Let's put one here, Control B, 0.01, delete, whoops, left click, delete face, and while we're at it, let's do the same up here. And I'm just going to grab this edge, whoops, GG, Control B, whoops, 0.01, enter, delete faces, and just like we did before, select the outside edges, scale X, and we want to scale in. Beautiful. So we've kind of got this very small sci-fi panel. From here, I'm going to go into the modifier panel, add modifier, solidifier. So now we've got a bit of thickness. Now I want to make the offset 0, and I might just make these panels just a little bit bigger. Let's now go add modifier and add in a bevel modifier. And I'm going to make this super small, like so. And from here, I'm going to do Alt H to bring back our original plate. Now, what I need to do is I'm going to scale this plate mesh down a little bit, because at the moment, if I go add modifier array, we can see that we've got these lines directly on top of each other. So I'm going to just, first up, what I'll do is come back down here into the array. At the moment, I've got relative offset turned on. So if I were to scale this, it kind of follows it in. If I change it to constant offset and X2, now if I go tab into edit mode and scale, it stays in place. Beautiful. And I'm just going to kind of eyeball that. I am fairly happy with that. So let's now get rid of that array modifier, and let's throw some materials onto this mesh. So from here, I'm going to go into the materials section, and I am just going to use KitOps just because I want to get the materials in. If you want to use this add-on, there's a link in the description. From cutters, I want to go into other, and I want to select a grime color. Let's hold Control and add inset. And so now if I go into render mode, we can see that this has this grittiness. However, not a fan of the blue, so let's change that up. I'm going to come into shading. Let's zoom that in a bit. And on our color, we're going to change that to a light gray. And where's our materials? Down here. Beautiful. I'm going to press plus, add in that grime again, and let's duplicate it. And I'm going to make it a little bit darker. And what I will do is go into face mode. I'm just going to select some random panels, Control L, and let's now assign. Let's add in a new grime color, and we'll copy that one again. And we'll make one a little bit darker. And let's select 3 other ones. Control L to select everything that's linked, and let's assign that material. Cool. And I want to pick a little one like this one here. Let's add one more material in, number 2. Let's copy that, but this time I kind of want to give it a bit of a red tinge. And let's now click, whoops, did I do Control L, select everything that's linked, and assign. So we just got a little bit of color variation, and you can see that that grime is really coming through. So from here, let's go back into modeling. Sorry, let's go back into my layout. Was my default. I'm going to go tab into edit mode. Oops, sorry, into object mode. I'm going to bring this across and select the image editor. From here, let's drag that up a bit, and I'm going into shader options. From here, what I need to do is actually need to bake the information onto a texture. So let's go Shift A in the shader area, search, and we're going to type in image. And so we need to create a new image. I'm just going to make this a 2K texture, so times 2. Copy that one, oakley dokley. We'll leave it untitled, probably shouldn't have. Let's select our untitled. From here, I'm going to copy this node and go through all our materials and paste that in. Let's come down into our bottom material, our actual texture that we're going to be projecting the information on. I'm just going to create a new material. I'm going to make the base color really super dark. And I will do Control V as well. Where it is? There it is. So from here, I'm going to select the top plates, and then I'm going to select our base, come into our render engine, change it from EEVEE to cycles. Let's come down here into bake. I'm going to change from combined to diffuse, because that's what we want to do first. Turn off direct, turn off indirect, and don't forget to choose selected to active. And now click bake. And so now I'm just going to quickly flip these around. So UV, untitled, and let's quickly go 3D viewport. And this is our diffuse texture. Now from here, let's bake our roughness. Actually, first, image, save as. And now we've got our roughness, bake. There's our roughness map. So image, save as. And from here, let's go roughness will change to normal. And let's just click bake. And you can see that we've got bright yellow. That's not what a normal map normally looks like. So expand selected to active, and we'll change ray distance to just 0.1. And let's click bake. And then we go. Now we have our normal map, image, save as. So now we've got our 3 main texture maps. I'm going to open up a new blend file. Once again, delete that default cube, Shift A, add in a plane. From here, shading. And let's just zoom in quite a bit. Let's create a new material. Let's come over into where my images are, and we'll drag in our diffuse and plug that into the color. Our roughness, plug that into the roughness. Come down. We will add in our normal, we will add in our normal map. And let's go color and normal. And there we have it, our sci-fi texture that we just created. Now if we go add modifier array, let's just bump up those numbers. That was a bit too much. Add in another array, change that to 0, change that to 1. And there we have it. Pretty schmick. If you like this video, please make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. It really helps me out and keeps you up to date with any of my content. And also, if there's something that you want to know, you want me to create for you, please let me know.